Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. So excited to have you here with us today as we are a resource to help you as an individual and an amazing community of certified holistic health coaches and coach advocates, and health advocates, and those that just really care about people. That's what this program is here, is to help empower us as individuals, so that we can take control and have a better health care system. So what's better than self-care? Self-care can do a lot, folks. And there's a lot of things that we as individuals can do to help us on our health journey. We do not need a white coat to tell us what to do. Now, today we're going to be talking more about that with Dr. Joel Wallach, who is somebody that has kind of really set the tone, not just set the tone, but really set the example of what we can do at any age to help take control of our own health. So if you got some health symptoms going on and you don't know what to do, or the doctors can't figure it out, you are in the right place. Because chances are, based on the research from somebody who has 3 postdoctorates in pathology on 452 different species, including humans, nutrient deficiencies are directly linked to over 600 different poor health conditions. Which that should be some really good news, folks. If it's a deficiency in something, you correct the deficiency and things should get better, right? Oh, that's absolutely what it has done for me and for millions of others around the world. So, folks, if somebody invited you to this program, make sure that you get back with them. They took the time and cared enough about you and want to see you achieve a better health journey or maintain better health. If you are somebody that works out, very athletic, or a job that just takes a lot of physical strength, you have to be intentional in order to be able to maintain that strength or have that stamina or even increase it. So I am honored to be able to have with us today Dr. Joel Wallach. Dr. Wallach has a Bachelor of Science in Plant and Soil Sciences. He started out as a doctor of veterinary medicine, helping patients that can't talk to him, but he figured it out and they treated him like dogs and we all get better. He's also done a conservation work in saving the white rhino, where they went from about 300 white rhino in Africa to now, and actually that was not just Africa, but in the world, to now over 15,000 white rhino because of his conservation efforts that are now around the world and thriving. So folks, when you take something that's having a struggle and you make a few changes, you can go from just barely surviving to thriving. He also found the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis in a monkey. Cystic fibrosis was supposed to be a human-only disease. Not only did he find it in a human monkey, in a racing monkey, he even proved that it was not just human and that it was not genetic. So that should be some really good news for those of you who are experiencing some chronic conditions or even acute conditions, things that are said to be genetic or idiopathic. Folks, we have with us one of the co-founders, the co-founding fathers of the science of epigenetics, here with us to guide us, as this science has proven that the genetic theory of disease transmission is incorrect. And when it says idiopathic, that just means they can't figure it out, folks. But this man that we have with us today has figured it out. He not only figured it out, he came up with formulas to help correct those deficiencies. And when those formulas were implemented, oh, I forgot to mention, they didn't like it when he found that cystic fibrosis was not human only, and that it was not genetic, and it had to do with the food that they were eating that caused the condition. So they fired him, which opened a bigger door for him and allowed him to be able to teach nutrition at a naturopathic college and then become a naturopathic physician himself, helping you and I each and every day. So without further ado, I am honored to bring to the screen with me Dr. Joel Wallach. Hello, Dr. Wallach. How are you?
Fine. How are you doing, Becca?
I am doing absolutely fantastic, Dr. Wallach. Now, as you and I were talking about it this morning, and you were excited to be on, we wanted to talk about how we can change a healthcare system and take care of ourselves. So, Doc, you figured it all out. Help us figure it out as well.
This is very simple, and we have recipe books so that everybody, if you can read the 6th grade reading level, you can do everything to make everything work. Okay, we have some new tools, and I'm going to go with the new tool and then go backwards through what you can do for literally hundreds and hundreds of diseases. The new tool is a DVD. Okay, it's a DVD, and it's with Dr. Randy Shannon, myself, and Paul Booker. Paul Booker comes from the Charlie Ward show in the UK. And so he was wanting to do something on AI, artificial intelligence. And so he gathered us up and we did this. And this is available. It just became available yesterday. Okay. And so we'll be shipping these out to people who put in orders next week after the Thanksgiving holidays. Okay. And
so, Dr. Wallach, is that talking about AI and how they're using it to determine good health, bad health?
Yes, it's just determining how to control things. For instance, how do you prevent arthritis? Do you go to a medical doctor and get painkillers? No. What you have to do is change your diet, get rid of the bad stuff, take all the good stuff, and maintain your bones, just like you maintain your car by putting oil in, and you put gasoline in, you put antifreeze in. You have to do the same thing for yourself as you're doing for your car. And people take better care of their car than they take care of themselves. Well, this is a DVD, And this goes along. Okay, this goes along. The DVD goes along with your Let's Play Doctor, the book, and the CD by the same title. Okay. Also, it goes along with Dead Doctors Don't Lie, the book, and the CD, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, goes along. It has its own CD, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And then Dead Doctors Don't Lie is also, I have to tell you, we sold over 40 million copies of the tape. Okay. It was a film. Before they had CDs, it was a film. We sold more than 40 million copies. And then
Was that the cassette tape, Doc?
no, it was a film. The cassette tape, we sold over 20 million copies of the CD, okay, which is this one, the CD, okay, that's
Right.
Don't Lie. And then we have a DVD. We have a DVD that's 2 hours and 8 minutes, okay, the DVD. And it's actually one of my lectures I gave. And so it's really, really, if you're going to build a business, if you're going to speak to churches, you're going to speak to classes, you're going to speak to auditoriums full of 1,000 people, you want this DVD, okay? This was filmed by professional movie crews. This is not grandma's thing she did in her backyard with her little phone, okay? And so Dead Doctors Don't Lie, the book, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, the CD, and Dead Doctors Don't Lie, the DVD, okay? And then, of course, we have Let's Play Doctor, and we've got the what should I say, the flip chart that can go along with Let's Play Doctor. We also have Let's Play Herbal Doctor for people who don't want to use prescription drugs, and they want something that's a little more medical than just nutrition. And so we came up with the Let's Play Herbal Doctor. Let's Play Herbal Doctor. In this book, Let's Play Herbal Doctor goes into, which I say, goes into, there you go. It goes into all of the herbs that are used to deal with high blood pressure and diabetes and anemia and all this kind of stuff. Really great stuff. And then we have the book Hell's Kitchen. Okay, goes into the history of medical practice over a couple of thousand years since the old Bible, Hell's Kitchen. And there's a CD out available for that. Okay, the CD by the same title, Hell's Kitchen. And Let's Play Herbal Doctor. I love Let's Play Herbal Doctor. And there's a CD. The CD is a little rough on this one. The CD is a little rough on Let's Play Herbal Doctor. The CD is, let's see here, Dow MD for Murder. Dow MD for Murder. Now, the reason why I entitled it that way was because so many cases when the pharmaceutical and the actual procedure kills the patient. The patient would have lived in misery if they had just left him alone, done nothing. Would have lived maybe another 10, 15 years in misery, and they could take some aspirin or something like that. But by doing these, what should I say, dramatic procedures, they killed the patient. Okay. And so I'm the pathologist. I'm seeing the bodies in the pathology lab and that had been killed by medical procedures. So that's why I came up with a CD, Dial MD for Murder. And it goes into so many of the what should I say, medical procedures that are extremely dangerous. And so you have to be aware of what's going on, because doctors don't say, now there's this one is only 20% successful. This one is 40% dangerous. And they don't tell you those things. They just say, well, this is your best bet. Okay. And so we had to deal with that. And then we have the books that's all in your head. We have the book, the metabolic, let's see here, the metabolic syndrome. And they go into everything from osteoporosis of the skull to, there you go, to osteoporosis of the skull, to things like diabetes and obesity and high blood pressure. And right now, 25%, no, I take it back, 30% of Americans, adult Americans, 30% of adult Americans have metabolic syndrome. Okay. They're dying like flies. Our average lifespan in America now is 75. Our lifespan in America is 75. The lifespan of people in, let's see, white medical doctors in America, they live to be 75. Black medical doctors in America live to be 65. And then you look at Pakistan in the Himalayan mountains and the Hunzas. The Hunzas in the Himalayan mountains, their average lifespan is 120. They're the oldest living peoples on earth now. They don't have any medical doctors, but they do have the land flowing with milk and honey, which is in the old Bible 2,000 years ago. And it goes back to 200,000 years ago when the cavemen were using wood ashes in their food, wood ashes in their gardens, and the wood ashes and coal ashes had the minerals in it. So when we went to electricity at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, September 4th, 1882, suddenly now we were not getting our minerals anymore. We've been getting for several 100,000 years, and it just went away. And then they had to get hospitals, they had to get medical doctors, they had to have all kinds of procedures because just eating wasn't good enough anymore because we weren't getting the minerals because there weren't any wood ashes and coal ashes to put in the food and to put in the gardens. So all this is in these books. And so you need to get a hold of these tools. And the holidays, of course, are coming up. And when you give somebody one of these tools, it's tax deductible because you're building your business, you're building your customer base, you're building maybe a new distributor in your business. So when you give out one of these books, you're actually getting a tax deduction there. Do a tax deduction, and so you'll be able to save a lot of money by giving that tool out and deducting that as a taxable cost, okay? And teach that to your group, okay? And you also get tax deductions if you're using some closets in your den, okay, or your kitchen for your supplements, which you use to help your downline, your group, and also your family. And so that you get a tax deduction on the amount of square footage you're using in your home, in your car to go pick up stuff at the wherever you pick up your products, okay? And you go pick up your products and you deliver them to maybe a customer. Keep track of that mileage because that's all tax deductible. And the tax deductions can be very, 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 what should I say, in this day and time when people are really struggling for cash income, tax deductions are very important, okay? And so I'm very excited about this because we have, what should I say, we have millions of people in over 81 countries who are doing the longevity program because it doesn't have any language barrier. When you have arthritis, all human beings can have arthritis. When you have osteoporosis, all human beings can have osteoporosis. All human beings can have diabetes. All human beings can have diabetes. All human beings can have heart disease. All human beings can have kidney failure. Okay, all those things. Also, they can have things going on, demyelinization, the white matter of their brain, okay, and their spinal cord. They have all kinds of these things. And of course, that's why we have the flip chart to go into over 50 different diseases that are caused by demyelinization of the brain and spinal cord. And doctors say these are actually genetic. No, they're not genetic. They're actually just simple nutritional deficiencies. And we have so many people now, and we have examples of famous people, movie stars, professional athletes, rich business people who insisted on telling their stories. So we put their stories in this flip chart, okay? And it'll blow your mind. Some of these people, yeah, well, I've heard of that guy. And Wallach saved him with all his vitamins and minerals. Okay, well, why not you? Of course, they had to pay for them just like everybody else. And you have to pay for it like everybody else. But you're getting tax deductions from what's going on in your house, your workplace, and your car. And so it's one of those things where I just get breathless when I think about all the things we can do for our economy, what's going on in our economy right now, in the country, in the world. And so get a hold for yourself, get the new products, Rise, first thing in the morning, Restore in the afternoon, either an hour before dinner or an hour after dinner. And these will give you that hit of all these nutrients that you've been taking just one a day, once a day. You need to be taking them 3, 4, 5 times a day. So you have a steady state, if you will, of high nutrition. And that will really, really do wondrous things for you. And of course, osteoporosis of the skull, they don't get taught that in medical school. If you tell your medical doctor you've been diagnosed with osteoporosis of the skull, they'll laugh and slap their leg and say, take off. I don't know who you're talking to, but there is no such thing as osteoporosis of the skull. It only occurs in the leg bones and the pelvis. And that's no, it occurs anywhere you have bones. Okay, you get osteoporosis, you get the skull. And of course, page 6 in the book, there's a picture of a normal skull, which is 1/4 of an inch thick, a human skull, and one with osteoporosis, it's 1.5 inches to 2 inches thick in the bottom there. Yep. And then, of course, you've got all these, flip the page over. There you go. And you got you're looking up at the bottom of the human brain and the 12 pairs of cranial nerves. This is one side. So you see 12 cranial nerves, and it tells you what organs in the body are afflicted when the skull is squeezing that particular cranial nerve. You could have 2 or 3 of those nerves conflicted. You can have 5 or 6 of them conflicted. You can have all of them conflicted. Okay, it depends on the pattern of the osteoporosis in your skull. So these are, and then of course in the next page to it, and it's right there. You don't need to turn any pages, but no, you don't need to turn any pages. The next page, you see a white bar or gray bar, white bar or gray bar. Well, each one of those bars represents a chapter in this book, and it tells you what tissues are afflicted when that one nerve is squeezed, and what symptoms you're going to get, and what you need to do is what we call the secret sauces on the top of the 90 essential nutrients. You take your 90 essential nutrients, but then there's secret sauces for each of the different organs and tissues that are afflicted. So we're very excited about this. It's been a bestseller around the world as soon as it came out, because doctors don't know anything about this, but the patients knew there was something there that the doctors didn't know. When they saw this book, they said, oh my gosh, that's me. I've been having ringing in my ears and balance problems, and they want to amputate my feet because I got all this pain in my feet, and I take all this medicine, it doesn't help. Okay, that's because it's happening up in your brain, okay, and it's showing up in your feet because they don't know, they've not been taught osteoporosis of the skull. Okay, with that, I'll turn it over to you, Rebecca. You may have some questions or you may have some guidance what we're going to do next.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Wallach, for that intro of what it is to be a longevity distributor. I am here. I would love to invite each and every one of you to become a certified holistic health coach, where you can learn from the best. It's Dr. Joel Wallach, folks, and his 60+ years of experience. He empowers lives. As certified holistic health coaches, we help others achieve optimal health. You can have a career where you can work from anywhere. You set your own hours. There is time limited on a 50% off offer to become a certified holistic health coach. So make sure that you get back with the person that shared this program with you, or go to coachwithbecca.com, learn more about the certified holistic health coach. And in order to get that Black Friday special, which ends Cyber Monday, make sure that you text us or give us a call at 855-949-3377. Again, that does end on Monday for 50% off in becoming a certified holistic health coach. Now, the great thing about this program is it is at your own pace. It goes through the 4 areas of health, how they're affected by nutritional deficiencies, which is specific to Dr. Wallach's findings through all of his autopsies and research. And then we go into solutions, which most programs don't. So folks, become a certified holistic health coach with us today. Empower your community, help others achieve optimal health and well-being with a flexible career. Like I said, you can work from anywhere. Set your own hours. You can build a thriving business, and you're investing in yourself acquiring skills and knowledge to make a real difference. So gain the in-demand skill, folks. Master the holistic health coach principles and practical coaching techniques, building a brand where you can effectively market the strategies to attract and retain clients.
Okay,
So
let me jump in there for a minute because I didn't give out my phone number for people to get a hold of this new DVD and all my DVDs and CDs and books and things. You want to give out the number or you want me to do it?
I was going to do that.
You're going to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Make sure.
So, folks, you can find all of Dr. Wallach's books by calling 800-755-4656. Again, that is for Dr. Wallach's books, where you can get all of the titles that he mentioned today, plus many more, as he only mentioned, I think, maybe 5. There are 24 available, well, 25 with this. Well, no, that's a DVD. So there's 24 publications that are actually in book and ebook type formats that you can get. And that is not even mention all of the CDs and recordings that have been provided and available to you, including the newest one where they're talking about AI and how it can affect our health today and tomorrow. Right, Doc?
Yeah, how to make diagnoses using the AI principles. And at home, it's not that you need to have a big lab or anything like that, because you just take the information that the doctors gave the patient. And again, it's 1-800-755-4656, 1-800-755-4656. When you buy 10 of each DVD or 10 of each CD or 10 of each of the books, you get a big discount. You get a nice discount. And that way, when you sell one at the regular price to one of your new associates or distributors, you make a little profit there. Okay. It's respectable. And so it's one of those things where, we've got people who have a high school education. They don't have any college. They don't have one college hour. They make $3,000 a month. Okay. I take that back. They make $30,000 a month.
I was going to say, I think you're missing a zero if you're.
Yeah. They make $30,000 a month. These are just high school graduates because they spent the time to learn what's in the CDs, what's in the DVDs, what's in the books. They listen to us on the radio. They listen to us on the DVD. They listen to us on the CDs and also on the Zooms, like we're doing today. And the Zooms, and they're recorded, right? And so people can say, I need a copy of that Zoom. And you can buy that, okay, from giving the call to the Zoom address.
Yep. So our Zooms are broadcasted live and then also posted in over 25 different platforms, Dr. Wallach. You've got 25 different books. We've got 25 different platforms, which we're making this program and all of the Daily with Doc programs available to each and every one of you, as we want to help you take that first step towards a brighter future. And that has to do with learning about what it takes that you're not going to even learn in medical school, folks. It's practical information that has changed so many lives. So we do invite you to join us on this journey, on this rewarding career, as it starts today. And you can get started for less. Go to coachwithbecca.com for more information on an empowering career where you're not just investing in you, you're investing in a healthier community. Now, Dr. Wallach, we've got a first question. The first question is coming off of YouTube, and he's wanting to know, because he's looking to buy his next Dr. Wallach book, which of your books talks most about amino acids? Now, you think amino acids, that sounds like harsh chemical type thing, but it's not, is it?
Amino acids have to do with nutrition, the maintenance and repair and growth all, what should I say, tissues, whether it's bones, muscles, liver, kidneys, heart, brain, protein. Okay, this is what you're talking about, right?
Yes, sir. I was waiting for that protein word. Thank you very much.
Okay. And this is one of those things where doctors say, oh, just eat well, you get everything you need. When you have a doctor tell you that, you need to start looking for a different doctor because they're making money by giving you a painkiller. Okay. Doctors love aspirin. Okay. They love aspirin because you can take an aspirin once every couple of hours and you'll be sort of pain free for the day. You may wake up in the middle of the night and have to take another aspirin or something like that. But the aspirins don't fix anything. They just give you pain relief. Okay. We're talking about preventing disease, reversing disease, and at the same time, you get rid of the pain and you regrow the tissue so that you get function back. Okay. We have people who couldn't walk and now they play soccer and now they play golf and all this kind of stuff. We're talking about people who are 60, 70, 80 years old, and they have the ability to, when they regrow all their tissues, we have the basic 90 essential nutrients, and we have secret sauces. We have 90 nutrients, which all tissues need, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 3 fatty acids. And then a secret sauce is a nutrient that is required specifically for that tissue for it to function properly. So why don't we just tell people what the secret sauces are? Well, because they run down to the pharmacy and they'll buy that secret sauce and they'll take it and they'll start getting some function back and then they die because they left out 89 nutrients. They're supposed to have all 90. You take all 90 and then you add the secret sauce on top of that. Now you got a life-saving, quality of life enriching program for yourself and your family and your neighbors, your church mates and your workmates and so forth. And like I say, I have people who've been with me for 30 years and they make $30,000 a month. They're high school graduates. They've never even been in a college, taking courses, anything like that. And so it's one of those things where somebody with a high school education can do a better job of healing somebody that has nutritional deficiencies, which are very common. Okay, because plants don't make minerals, which are 2/3 of the 90 essential nutrients. So plants don't make minerals if they're not in the soil. Plants only need 3. We need 60. Okay, and that's why the land flowing with milk and honey was so dramatic in the Bible days, okay, 200,000 years ago, and written up in the Old Bible 2,000 years ago. It was so dramatic that even people with no education, on that side of the mountain, those people live a lot longer. And today, the Pakistanis, as we talked about earlier, they don't have any medical doctors, and yet they have the longest lifespan of any culture on earth. Okay? They don't have any medical doctors.
Well, let's go more into Dr. Wallach, what it takes in order for us to not need medical doctors or as often. And we do have a hand up, Dr. Wallach, with another question for you.
Okay.
AJ, what question do you have for Dr. Wallach today?
Hey, Dr. Wallach, how are you?
Okay, sir.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You too. You're a brother, and we can't thank you enough for all you do for the community and the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How can we help you?
It's what you do for the community and the world. It's not what we, but thank you. I'm very, very thankful for you. I know you don't know about these particular drugs that they have, but they have one that's called that it's a GLP-1 inhibitor, and this drug is they're selling it for weight loss. It costs $1,300 a month for this drug, and they're going to be covering it with Medicare and Medicaid now. This is their plan. What do you think they should do for people who want to lose weight and get rid of metabolic syndrome? Do you think they should have Medicaid pay $1,300 for it, or do you have a better solution?
We have a better solution, okay? Because their solution is just to drive a system to work harder to consume more calories. Okay. The reason why people eat too much is because they have a nutritional deficiency. And the body's saying, eat stupid, eat stupid, eat stupid, because the body's trying to tell you to find what it is you're missing. Okay. And that's why people get obese. They're eating and eating and eating because their body's telling them to eat, because their body wants something that they haven't been given yet. Okay. And so this is where a hair analysis works. We have a hair analysis system. Okay. You can contact us, and you actually can get a hair. We had 2 hair analysis applications yesterday. Okay. And then it's one of those things where also you need to, Rebecca has lost, I don't know what, 120 pounds. Is that correct, Rebecca? How many pounds did you lose?
Just 100, Doc. I'm still working on that last 20.
Okay. So you lost 100 pounds. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. And did you have surgery?
No,
Okay. But you took nutrition.
just nutrition.
Yeah. Okay. And so the hair analysis will give you kind of a clue what you're missing, particularly minerals. But then also, if you have arthritis, there's things that we know that are missing. If you have anemia and your bone marrow is not happy, we know you're missing certain things. Also, your kidneys aren't working right, and you have high blood pressure because your kidneys aren't working. What do your kidneys have to do with high blood pressure? Well, your kidneys control your blood pressure, not your heart. Okay. And so it's one of those things where you start working on these various organs and tissues of the body with the secret sauces on top of the 90 essential nutrients. And suddenly now you're losing a couple of pounds a day. And
It's a few pounds a week, Dr. Wallach. I don't want to over-promise. Some people do, you lose a couple pounds a day. But if you're losing a couple pounds a week and doing it steadily, like I did, it's going to stay off.
Well, there you go.
Instead of all of a sudden you lose the weight, get to where you want to be, then you start eating and you gain it all back plus some.
Okay, well that's the wrong recipe. Okay, to do it that way, you need to be taking the 90 essential nutrients. Okay, the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. The original one was the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. Okay, and the Healthy Start Pack.
I think my original that I started with, Dr. Wallach, was the Pig Pack Plus.
Oh, the Pig Pack. Okay, well, the Pig Pack Plus was a Healthy Start Pack. Okay, along with glucogel, and we had the rebound for energy and that kind of stuff. And so when you have all the nutrients, and we've come up with another dozen different products that come at your nutritional needs from like 18 different directions. Okay. And so it's very easy to lose a couple of pounds a week at least. You're going to lose a pound a day or a couple of pounds a day, depending on how you do it. And you'll keep it off as long as you stay on the program. You have to stay on the program. You can't go back to your old ways after you get to, oh, okay, I'm here, I can go back to my old. No, you can't go back to your old ways, otherwise you gain the weight back. Okay. Because the old ways are a bad plan, and you pay the price when you eat improperly, don't supplement properly, and the doctor is smiling all the way to the bank.
Well, and it's not just about the weight, Dr. Wallach. You start eating the way you were eating before, then all of those poor health conditions come back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're talking about high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, osteoporosis, ringing in the ears, balance problems, kidney issues. All these things are simple nutritional deficiencies. I take people that have been diagnosed as a diabetic by multiple doctors in their community for like 25 years. And in 2 weeks' time, we've significantly cut their blood sugar levels, and they had to reduce their blood sugar medication. And then in another 2 weeks' time, they didn't have diabetes anymore. 4, 5, 6 weeks, we got rid of their diabetes that they had for like 20 years. Okay, because it's a simple nutritional deficiencies. It's like your car. If your car won't run because there's no gasoline in the tank, you put gasoline in the tank, suddenly now the car runs. Okay, same principle.
So, Dr. Wallach, you were mentioning the hair analysis, and I just want to bring up this book, Rare Earths, Forbidden Cures, which in chapter 10, it tells you about the hair analysis and also what it's looking at, and the book itself helps you determine what is how to read that report that
Teach
you
you how to
get.
read it. Yeah. And so, where do you get that book?
You can get this book by going to Dr. Wallach's website, for wellness publications, at drjwallach.com, or call
drjwallach.com.
or call 800-755-4656.
There you go. Yeah, that's one of my favorite books because a lot of that came from the 2 years that I spent in South Africa and doing autopsies on impala and eland and water buffalo and rhino and elephants and humans, all in the same place. And they're all getting the same deficiencies and all getting the same diseases. And we also learned why all the bears and the zoos in the world got liver cancer. It's not a genetic thing in polar bears and grizzly bears and brown bears and black bears. And it's just because of a fungus, Aspergillus flavus, that produces a toxin, aflatoxin, produces a liver cancer. Get away from all that stuff.
You know what I received yesterday from somebody?
What?
They have a recall going on some dog food. And what do you think that they found in the dog food?
Aspergillus flavus.
Aflatoxin.
Aflatoxin, yeah, there you go.
Folks, what do you think are the symptoms? You got digestive issues and liver failure.
Yeah, and so where does that aflatoxin come from?
Aspergillus flavus.
Okay, where does Aspergillus flavus come from?
From the ground.
Yeah, and so how does it get into humans? Do people eat dirt? Well, no, they eat peanuts. When they're drinking their beer, they're eating peanuts, and peanuts are legendary for having the aflatoxin.
So is there anything else, Dr. Wallach, that would cause aflatoxin? Because I know as I was looking at the ingredients in these dog foods that were mentioned, I didn't see any peanuts. In fact, it didn't even say that it was manufactured in a facility that had peanuts.
It could have, let's see here, Idaho potatoes, sweet potatoes, anything that's growing, beets, anything that's growing in the ground can be afflicted with Aspergillus flavus, which converts to aflatoxin. But it's in the ground, so you have to eat something that comes from the ground that's been contaminated with that fungus.
All right. Well, folks, we don't want that. We don't want aflatoxin. We don't want to have liver issues. And the best way to do it is to eat right and be intentional on your supplementation to support the body as a whole. Dr. Wallach, we have an individual that wants to know how to get rid of a hiatal hernia. So as I'm looking through here, Rick, are you able to unmute? I see that you are here in the Zoom room with us. Can you unmute? And Dr. Wallach may have some questions for you.
Okay, hiatal hernia.
Yeah. So hiatal hernia, Dr. Wallach, I don't have any information as far as weight, height, or if there's any other poor health conditions, but what is a hiatal hernia? What would cause it?
Yeah, hiatal hernia is some of the intestines can come up in the stomach can come up in the chest, okay? And so it's one of those things where it happens because you're missing nutrients and all of the rings of muscles begin to shrink. And so it leaves room for the intestines to move up, the stomach to move up into places they shouldn't be. And then suddenly now you get gas, you get pain and all this sort of stuff. You feel like you have a pumpkin in your chest, okay? That's because the hiatal hernia is allowing the gas from the small intestines and colon to get up into your stomach, which is now in your chest instead of in your belly. What?
It's painful.
Oh, of course it's painful. And so it's one of those things where you want to make you're staying away from anything that's grown in the ground. Use rice instead of potatoes and beets and that kind of stuff. Use rice if you have a hiatal hernia. Okay. Use our enzymes. Use our digestive enzymes. and cook right and so forth, and avoid all the bad stuff, avoid the bad stuff that produce gas. And and the digestive enzymes are very, very useful here. But you know, the people who go to the bar every Friday night, drink some beer, and the bartenders are giving them their free French fries or giving them their free peanuts to encourage them to come to their bar and drink their beer. And so this is where that all comes from. We learned that from the bears, because the bears were getting liver cancer in all the zoos in the world. There was no other animals in the zoos getting liver cancer, only the bears. Well, the bears are getting the peanuts because the guests, the visitors to the zoos are throwing the peanuts to the bears, and the bears are getting the fungus and the aflatoxin from the fungus in the peanuts, and they were getting the liver cancer. And that's why all the bears of every species in every zoo in the world were getting liver cancer. No other animals in the zoo are getting liver cancer. How could that be? Well, I figured it out in 4 days.
Well, you're a pretty smart cookie, Dr. Wallach, and you
I
left
don't know
those
about that, but I just learned to use the stuff that's available. And I learned this because growing up on the farm, it always was interesting to me. How come we didn't give all these animals all these aspirin and stuff like that we're giving grandma for her arthritis? We don't have arthritis in all these animals. And why don't they have all these things? Well, that's because they're getting all these nutrients. Even their salt blocks have like 25 minerals added to the salt blocks. So when they're licking the salt, they're getting minerals that way. Their alfalfa pellets aren't just alfalfa. Their alfalfa pellets have minerals in them. Okay. And so when human beings are eating a salad, they're just eating lettuce and that sort of stuff. Okay. And some other green vegetables. And the green vegetables only need 3 minerals.
We need more than that, Dr. Wallach. We need at least 60 minerals.
Yeah, that's right. We need 60.
There's a big discrepancy. And folks, that is why we have to be intentional in making sure that we are supplementing and getting the full 90 essential nutrients, since only minerals make up 60 of those 90. And also we need the vitamins, we need the amino acids, like we had a question earlier, those proteins that are needed to maintain a good structure within the body, and essential fatty acids. So add them all up. It's actually 91, but hey, who's counting? We're going to go with 90 because it makes it sound better, with 90 for life. Now, Dr. Wallach, Bob wants to know, how do I get to be able to sell your products? And the answer is easy, Bob. Get back with the person that shared this program with you. If you're a current longevity product user, make sure that you get back with your distributor. If you do not have either, if you're not a current user and you don't have somebody that referred you, you are more than welcome to give our team a call at 855-949-3377. And that is to become an independent distributor with longevity. So Dr. Wallach set this program up as a direct sales. So the big box store is not making all of the profits. The products themselves have a story to be told. And when we put the nutrients in our body, we get that story that we're able to share and then get a thank you check for sharing the story. And Dr. Wallach, we have more hands up. So let's just move right over. Here we have a question about aflatoxin. Will aflatoxin survive high heat conditions of a dry roasting process?
A certain percentage will. Okay. And so it's just stay away from peanuts, stay away from stuff that's grown in the ground where peanuts are grown, like sweet potatoes and Idaho potatoes. They're potentially dangerous. They're all potentially dangerous because that mold grows in there, and the mold produces the aflatoxin. And so it's one of those things where we look at things superficially. Oh man, these potatoes are great. I have one big Idaho potato for dinner every night.
Why do you keep picking on Idaho?
Because that's what they're called, Idaho potatoes. They're white potatoes.
Only the ones grown in Idaho are Idaho potatoes, Dr. Wallach. Washington grows more potatoes than Idaho.
There's no such thing as a Washington potato.
No, they're potatoes. It's on people, Doc, or cities or states. But I get what you're saying, Dr. Wallach. Folks, we got to pay attention to the different things that are being grown in the areas where our food is grown. And also the growing practices. Growing practices have led to all of the nutrient deficiencies that are lacking in our food these days. Because if it's not put back into the soils and the plants are pulling them up out of the soil, it's not an endless supply, is it, Dr. Wallach, when it comes to minerals? Of course,
back in the old days, it would flood every spring when the snow would melt up in the mountains. And it would come down with the silt. Mm-hmm. They'd plow the silt back in, and they get the minerals back in. Of course, they're putting the minerals from the cooking fires and the fireplaces and all this kind of stuff into the gardens around the house. But that all went away. Okay, when the electricity came at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, September 4th, 1882, when Thomas Edison pulled the switch in New York. Okay, that was the end of American health. That was the end of modern European health. Okay, and nobody knew why. Suddenly now everybody's getting sick. Everybody's dying early. What's going on here? Okay, well, that's because they weren't getting the raw materials anymore. And it's one of those things where the Hunzas in the Himalayan mountains, the Pakistanis, they don't know why they live to be 120. They don't know why they live to be 125. They don't know why they live to be 200, but it's where they live. They're getting all that from the mountain runoff, the glacial milk, which they use to irrigate with, to cook with, to drink, make their whiskey from, their beer from, their wine from. Okay, they're getting their minerals from every direction you can believe. And that's why the land flowing with milk and honey was so spectacular 2,000 years ago. I mean, everybody, they couldn't even read, but they knew that people live longer here. And 50 miles away, their twin brother died at half their age. So what was the difference between them? Well, 50 miles away, they weren't getting the runoff from glacial milk out of the mountains.
Right. That's right. So it's very important, folks, that we are intentional. And as we're going through, Dr. Wallach, we do have more questions. We only have 9 minutes left with you. So let's jump over to some more questions, if you don't mind.
Okay. Yes.
All right. First one we're going to go to next is Albert. Albert, go ahead and unmute yourself. And what question do you have for Dr. Wallach today?
Good evening from South Africa, Dr. Wallach. And
Good evening. Alles van die beste.
Alles van die beste, my doctor. It's more testimony what I have, Dr. Wallach. It's going back to what we were talking earlier about the weight loss. Here in South Africa, we've got a young girl, 12 years old. She weighed 80 kilograms a few months ago. And by doing two things, getting off the bad foods and getting onto the 90 essential nutrients, she has lost 30 kilograms.
That's 100 pounds. That's 100 pounds.
30 kilograms is 65 pounds.
Oh, 65 pounds. Okay.
Yeah. That's all she's done. Getting off the bad foods and taking the 90 essential nutrients.
Yeah. And of course, that's all over the world. The same thing is true for both humans and animals. And it's one of those things where doctors, when patients who the patients respect and trust their doctors, say, well, should I be taking any vitamins and minerals? The doctors just wave their hand and say, nah, don't waste your money on all those vitamins and minerals. Just eat well, you get everything you need. Well, and that only occurs in the land flowing with milk and honey. There's only about a dozen places on Earth where that's correct. All the rest of the 90% of the Earth is not correct. Okay.
Yeah. I thought I'd share that. The people say that they can't believe what's happened to this little girl. She's walking around with a smile from ear to ear every day now.
Yeah. So she's smiling, but she needs to stay on the 90 essential nutrients, stay away from all the bad foods, and she'll add anywhere from 25 to 30 healthy years to her life.
Yep. So thanks a lot, Doctor.
Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing that
super.
story and bringing that information to us. And, you know, one of these days you'll wake up and I'll be standing at your front door. So.
You're very
and
welcome.
folks, yeah, so thank you so much for bringing that up, Albert. As folks, overweight individuals does not stick with adults. In fact, it's becoming more and more popular with our younger populations. And it's because of nutritional deficiencies. It's not genetic, is it, Doc?
Not genetic, it's nutritional deficiencies. And your body's saying, I need to eat more, because your body knows you're missing something. And the only way your body knows to get that thing is to eat. Well, if you're eating foods that don't have that thing in it you're looking for, you're just going to gain weight.
That's it, because it's not satisfied. So it's going to hold on to what it gets, and you're just going to feed it more and more and more, thinking that that's what you need to do, but it's just nutrient deficiencies. So let's go over to Sherry. Sherry, what question do you have for Dr. Wallach today?
We have a couple of questions, and one is, one of our listeners wants to know which of your book has the most information about amino acids.
Amino acids. Now we have a book called The Truth About Nutrition. The Truth About Nutrition. I'd go with that. And also Epigenetics. Epigenetics and The Truth About Nutrition. Those two books. Also, let's see here. The Wallach Revolution is another one that talks about the things we need. We need minerals, vitamins, amino acids, and fatty acids. Okay. And so The Truth About Nutrition, Epigenetics. Let's see here. Let's start there. And it's Rare Earths Cures, The Wallach Revolution. Also, metabolic syndrome. I love the metabolic syndrome because there's 30% of all adult Americans have the problem.
Thank you very much, Doc. And one more question. You tell us not to eat the skin of a baked potato. How about the potato itself? Is that okay? Inside the skin?
Well, there's risk. There's a risk.
Okay.
You know, I'll eat a white potato maybe once a month. It'll be a boiled white potato once a month, not fried. And so that's it. I don't eat them, you know, like every day. Like if I was Irish, I'd eat the white potatoes every day, Irish potatoes. And
is the green part right below the skin very healthy, or would you want to avoid that?
Well, I don't eat the skin of the potatoes because not only do they have stuff that the potato makes, but also the farmers have all kinds of this, that, and the other. And then when those potatoes get to the market, people in the market spray those potatoes with a spray to keep the bugs off the potatoes. So you're getting sprays and sprays and sprays and all kinds of stuff. And the potatoes look good, but they may even taste funny, okay, because you're getting all those sprays on them. But definitely there's a potential for getting something that's going to be awkward and potentially dangerous.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You bet.
All right, thank you, Sherry. And Dr. Wallach, we've got the question, how about sweet potatoes? You mentioned them briefly. So it has to do with the skin and the growing conditions, correct?
That's correct. And so again, it's one of those things where 90%, 95% of the time I get my carbohydrates from rice, brown rice, white rice, brown rice, white rice. And then I eat a lot of, let's see here. I eat a lot of yogurt. I eat my yogurt with breakfast. I eat yogurt with lunch. And if I want something before bed, I'll have yogurt with some berries in it, that kind of stuff. And so it's one of those things where, you know, you have to be careful, read, learn something, and apply what you learn, and you'll add many healthy years to your life. If you don't apply what you learn and just eat like everybody else, you'll wind up at 75 at your death like everybody else. For America, to have a lifespan of 75 years is criminal.
Absolutely. Do you have time for one more question? It's 2
Let's
minutes
do
till
one
the.
quickly.
All right. Marilyn, what question do you have for Dr.
Okay,
Wallach today?
We're getting
Hi.
ready for Thanksgiving, and everyone else has been talking bad about dairy. They say it causes cancer. Can you please address this?
Dairy?
Yes. I've
Okay.
been hearing from many clients, I don't know, it's some propaganda out there saying dairy causes cancer.
Okay. Well, that comes from that old science crapola. Okay. There's no such thing as dairy causing the cancer. Okay. Anything you boil, anything you fry, and if you're, where are you getting your dairy from? Okay. What kind of dairy are you talking about? It's one of those things where I sued the FDA 8 times in federal court. Okay. And they finally quit because I kept suing them. They'd lose. They'd sue me back, and I'd sue them again. They'd lose. Jonathan Nemord, who's now a senator of the United States, he's my attorney in all 8 of those lawsuits. And we had to force them to force the manufacturers of baby formulas, okay, to put the vitamins and minerals in them. They weren't putting any vitamins and minerals in them. And so we forced them to do that. And then when we finally won in federal court, suddenly now a disease called SIDS, sudden death syndrome, went away. You don't hear about SIDS anymore. Back in the days when I was actually doing things, it was very, very simple to stay away from all the bad stuff and do all the good stuff. But when we put those minerals in the baby formulas, guess what? The baby stopped dying of SIDS. Okay, now
Yes, go ahead.
I do have to go here. I'm getting a big
Yep.
line at the front door.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach, for all you do, for being here with us on Tuesday, as we appreciate you and all the work you have done to help us go from surviving to thriving.
Thank you. Thank you, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. God bless you. Don't forget, the big month next month is coming up for everybody needs to have hugs and love and things that are good for them. So let's think about what we're going to do for everybody next month. God bless.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Wallach. Bye for now. And thank you. Marilyn, go ahead and stay up here as we get the other co-hosts up here on the screen with me. Folks, we invite you to learn more about what you yourself can do to help yourself, to help your community. Get back with the person that shared this program with you. There is the coaching program. Yes, go to coachwithbecca.com. Get more information about that. And there's also becoming an independent distributor where you're sharing the hope that is offered through the products that Dr. Wallach and Longevity have created. He has removed himself from the running of the business itself, away from ownership, so that he can be here with us each and every day, sharing the message of hope, promoting his books, and not being accused of just promoting these products because he makes a buck off of them. Folks, it's not about making a buck off of anything. It's about offering solutions that really work. Okay? You go to the store and buy whatever it is that you're craving. Is that contributing to your health? Probably not. But what we're offering will contribute to your health in a positive direction and help to reduce those cravings of those things that are not quite so healthy. So give us a call at 855-949-3377 or get back with the person that shared this program with you. This is very important, folks. Tell them thank you for sharing the program with you and ask them, how can I get started? Whether you want to be started as a preferred customer and just regain your own health, or go from survive to thrive, or just thrive to really thrive, that's possible as well. Or if you want to join us in this crusade to help people around the world by becoming an independent longevity business owner, you may do so as well. Again, with the person that shared this program with you, or if there's no one to thank, 855-949-3377, or you can send an email to info@dailywithdoc.com. On the screen, I have with me Marilyn, who does just a fabulous job as she's taking notes and putting those notes into the chat, where she's able to type as fast or faster than Dr. Wallach speaks. And I've been taking lessons, so I guess I speak pretty fast too. So thanks for that, Doc. But Marilyn does a fantastic job keeping up and keeping those notes in the chat. Again, those are only available in our live program, which you can reach by going to zoom.dailywithdoc.com. That is Zoom, ZOOM.dailywithdoc.com, Monday through Friday, unless it's a holiday, from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific time. And we also have part of our crew, our tech crew here. We have Ruth Ellen, who is the executive production manager of this show. I am the producer, Becca Dukes, but she is the production manager and keeps us all organized and things rolling as she's taking the live Zoom, putting it with graphics, and then pushing it out to the different platforms, which we have Sherry, who puts it and sets it up, and AJ helps set it up today. So that we can actually push to these different programs and have this live stream going, not programs, apps. So thank you so much, Sherry, also for all you do. We have Albert, who's letting people in, again, as you heard from his voice, and Dr. Wallach saying whatever he said in a language I still am trying to learn. Down in South Africa, thank you so much, Albert, for being here. And we also have AJ, who is our director of marketing, digital marketing, and friend, here to give us the opportunity to be on all these different platforms with his guidance and research. And Becca, we need this, this, and this. We get it done. So folks, that's just the way we do things, is we are here to help get things done. And that includes helping you go from just barely surviving to thriving. Have a fantastic day, a happy Thanksgiving. And this information is valid any day of the week, no matter what country you are in and no matter what time zone. And AJ wants to say something.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We want to help our communities. Folks, there's an opportunity for you to be a certified holistic health coach like everyone on this screen is. We all help people every day. We're passionate about it. We love doing it. It's beneficial for the folks we work with and ourselves and our families. You're watching this show, you need to be helping your community, because there's a lot of information out there that's not good. And word of mouth is the only way it's going to get corrected. Word of mouth is the only way you're going to help the people that you love stay out of the hospital and get better. You have to take control of your own health outcome. Become a certified holistic health coach. Go to coachwithbecca.com. And if you want to save 50% on the cost of being a health coach, call 855-949-3377. Speak to one of us and we'll give you the code, or you can even text. Text us, 855-949-3377, and we'll give you the code. You can save 50% off, become a certified holistic health coach. You can make monthly payments for 6 months. It's like $35 a month, $50, whatever it is. It's worth it. You need to become a certified holistic health coach. And the bottom line here is the sale ends Monday. So get off your tutor and become a health coach.
Yeah, what he said. Folks, we invite you to join us and become a certified holistic health coach and do more than just help yourself, help your community, help your family, and together we will help the world become a healthier place. Until next week, because there is no program no live programming Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday this week, as the United States taking time to give thanks. But we'll see you next Monday on dailywithdoc.com at zoom.dailywithdoc.com. Coach with us, coachwithbecca.com. Bye for now. Welcome to Daily with Doc and Becca. This program is for educational purposes only. The statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Testimonials are shared as individual experiences of the individual sharing their testimony. Results vary and may not be typical. We do not make any claims regarding health or income. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have the founding father of the science of epigenetics guiding us with the best options to obtain or maintain optimal health. Dr.